si Joanna Ampil uses it. And then I asked her, what contraption is that? Then I had it shipped.
I just use a normal straw because I will lose the contraption.
It's a big thing. It's a big one.
Yeah, I think I will lose it. But
I'll send you a photo. Wow, ilalagay na kalaki yung send me. No, I
was just like,
mahal siya.
Gab!
No, I can't. I can't afford. Char.
Yeah, apart from that, I like the woo.
Yeah.
That is our cold opening for Case Drama with Gab Pangilinan.
Sorry.
Yes, applause. If it's Gab Pangilinan, it's not just applause. It's applause with standing ovation. And
Wow.
I'm very, very excited because she's having her first major concert. Is that correct?
Yes, first.
So please,
Ever.
it's right here. This is the walking billboard. Gab Pangilinan in concert. This is not a musical. Love the font and the design.
Yes,
and
thank you, Pao
then
Castillo.
Pao, the brother in Aheb, who
Yeah.
became like,
My
a good,
kuya.
a better person, like making bawi with all these. And it's not the end of it. There is the back.
Yes. Wait, let me show. I spin.
Right. Okay, here. Sorry, 10 songs for 10 years. And
like
these
a-
toys are here. Later,
Oh.
we will do close-ups of the toys. So all the songs that you'll be singing in the concert.
Actually, no. So they'll have to guess which ones there will be singing in the concert.
It's almost
I just kind
like-
of put a playlist together of songs or from shows that I was a part of. Kasi nga,
It's nice to just bring it back now.
yeah, to reminisce. Parang, ay, 10 years na pala.
What has happened in those 10 years? So the concert is happening this Valentine's.
Yes.
Let
Feb
us-
14.
And the new date!
Yes, the
because
new date.
The
Mainit-init
tickets
pa.
are selling so well. There is a second date, so do not despair. Pwede kayong bumili ng tickets for Feb
15.
Yes.
So for those who are busy on Valentine's Day, you can spend the next day with us, post-Valentine's, Feb 15.
But not if you have two girlfriends or boyfriends. We're not cool
But we're
with
gonna
that.
see you, so watch out. Watch out!
Iba yung dates sa bawat araw. No, not cool, guys. With judgment. But your first concert.
Yeah, first one ever. I mean, it's been parang the past few years, people have been like, when are you gonna do a solo show? Or when are you gonna do a solo gig? And then the timing was just right. So,
Okay. So for
yes.
those who do not know, you are like a theater queen.
Oh, grabe
Okay.
naman yung queen.
Yeah, because we were just with also the king of R&B, so everyone's like royalty here. I'm tatlong hari, you're a queen.
Aww.
So that didn't happen overnight. 10 years in the
No.
making. I want to bring it back to auditions because we were talking about auditions, and I
Right.
think it's only fair for people to know that I have failed many auditions. I have gone to
Yes.
every
And
audition.
we remember the auditions that we fail, right? Like we remember. It's like imprinted sa ating kaluluwa.
And it's
Kasi
not just
nga-
one or two.
Oh no, not at
So
all.
if you think that you failed because of the one audition, hello,
Yeah.
we have failed.
Do you
in
have
some-
are you willing to like expose talaga which audition you failed na talagang tumatak siya? Or like,
Well, there were some that were released on YouTube, and I found that to be unfair.
oh,
Yeah.
release as in your audition tape? Oh my gosh, I would
Diba?
die. I cannot. Kahit
And-
na yung mga pumasa ko, ayoko malabas yun eh.
Yeah,
Kasi,
yung
diba?
tape, diba?
It feels so personal. It feels so vulnerable, I think. Like I have like my audition tape for Mula sa Buwan or like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, sana nobody ever sees this kasi it's so
Yeah, but one day it'll be like so cute. But yeah, I think one of the worst experiences for me was when they publicized it and they were like, "Oh, you made it round one, okay," and then what happened?
Yeah.
Like, in interview pa ako on the
Oh
radio, and I was like,
my.
why did you not tell me that this is what it was about?
Yeah.
This is what discourages people from
Yeah.
auditioning in the
No,
first
that's
place.
true. That's true. It should be completely like dapat may consent siya. At least now, I think people have, companies have waivers na parang if ever they mean to show it or to publicize it, parang sila yung may-ari ng videos na yun, ganyan.
Yeah.
But yeah, parang the past how many years, we fail more than, I don't think people realize that we fail more than we pass.
But it's so
But
fun.
it's part of our work.
I love auditions.
I don't.
You don't?
I do not. I mean, it never gets any easier. I mean, and I feel like considering the number of times I got in, I like the number of times I failed, siguro, like, lalo na kunyari audition tape, I'll be like, may I please come, like, if you have a face-to-face audition, I think I would do better there than I would if they'll be like, send me a video. Ganon. As in, syempre, there are auditions that you're comfortable with. There are auditions na parang, pag camera lang at ako, parang, ay nako, wag na, hindi na lang ako babasa. Ganon. Because
There's more magic if you see me in person.
maybe, I don't know, like an energy thing. I don't know. But yeah, ang daming auditions.
It's hard. That whole pandemic audition tape thing was so puzzling.
Yeah.
But I am grateful to Paula Pague because she would help me with
Oh,
mine.
no, she's amazing.
She would, because when Yael would read with me, the worst.
No, and merong reading yung ako mismo yung magbabasa. Yung parang, I will record myself and then I will just answer to myself. Diba? Parang what are we
doble
doing?
cara.
Oo. Pero wala eh. You do what you need to do talaga
Correct.
to send that audition in and to try.
Yeah.
Kasi 1 out of 10, diba? 1 out of 10 yun.
I had a whole system pa during the pandemic na I would put the speaker behind me tapos I would I would press the space bar and then run. And then do the
Diba?
thing.
Ayun. Pero lahat ata ng audition na sinend ko during ng pandemic, parang wala akong pinasa nun. Parang pag Zoom. Maybe pag Zoom. Ganon.
May memorable audition ka ba from
gosh.
pandemic?
Pandemic.
Just also to get ready, no? Like, magme-makeup
yeah.
ka, prepare your lines.
Yung mga memorable yung pre-pandemic. As in, like, for example, when I was auditioning for Atlantis, a theater company, I failed every audition for years until I got Sideshow, a lead role. Yung parang I auditioned maybe 4 years, ganun, 4 seasons.
Wow.
Ganon, I auditioned for
Nobody would
Matilda,
ever believe this,
Matilda,
no?
Kinky Boots, Saturday Night Fever, basta all of that. Tapos kahit ensemble, wala. And I'm like, but I really, parang that was a company that people aspired to be a part of. I think during that time, kasi nga, their quality usually in productions nila. And then I booked Sideshow and I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? And that was with Kayla Rivera.
Oh.
Yeah,
Who
so-
owns our board? Like,
Oh, who was our soundboard?
Hello,
Yes.
hello. Without you, Kayla, we would have no sound.
And your name's right there. Yeah, so it was like that.
Galing.
Parang, it was a
4 years of, what would you call it? Definitely not failure.
not failure because what I would see auditions as, kahit na hindi ako pumasa, it's still putting yourself out there.
Right.
So like I had one experience of an audition where I almost made it. As in, super
Nag-ano
tumatak
ka
sa
na?
akin.
Nag-callback na?
Nag-callback na.
Okay.
Tapos parang ako na lang yung natitira. It kind of felt that. And
Eto
then,
na.
yeah.
Isang tawid na
and it
lang.
was a production I really wanted to be a part
Okay.
of. And then the one who got in was somebody that was in the ensemble. Parang all of
okay.
a sudden they were like, oh, so it wasn't the perfect time. And parang
Yeah.
I didn't see that as a failure.
Like, it
but
had been running already.
no, parang it was a rerun.
Okay.
And then I tried to go for a certain role and I thought that was it. Because I was like, oh my God, I'm the only one. And then the one who got it was a friend. And I was equally happy. Like I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, yes, bagay nga sa kanya. And then I was like, okay, so I had to assess myself na parang, so what wasn't right in that moment? Na parang, why did they decide to go for someone else?
Yeah.
And then parang, it could be as simple as chemistry with the co-actor or I look too young or yung ganon. Yung, there's so many. Like I always see
height. That was
Yeah.
my first failed audition.
height.
Height
diba?
daw.
Parang it was always a factor. Parang there are always different factors of why you don't make it. But not because hindi ka magaling or not because parang you shouldn't be doing this or whatever. It was always like a specific
Leave the
thing.
industry.
Diba?
Yeah.
Hindi. Parang I wouldn't take it like that. Tapos parang it would just make me assess myself more. Or like kunyari, Miss Saigon, I auditioned twice.
Uh-huh.
The first time, it was for Kim lang.
Okay.
The second time, it was for Kim and Gigi na kasi I was older. Yung ganon, yung parang...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so parang I didn't get it. But at the same time, I was like, oh, so they considered me na for a different role. Ibig sabihin, I changed somehow. Yung mga ganon.
There was some growth.
Yeah,
like,
so it
in
was
your
interesting.
artistry.
Yeah. But yeah, auditions, I still don't like it.
I still don't like it.
Bumalik
Ako
ako
naman,
dun.
I get excited and then I kind of like to cosplay pa. Like I'll be like kind of
Ah,
in
you'll
the
dress
outfit.
I get so nervous. Like my nerves talaga. It's like,
It is.
why
It's
am I doing
nerve-wracking.
this?
And then you see everyone and then you see the other crazy people also in
Yeah.
costume like you and like, magandang costume ko. Hindi naman, but
competitive.
whatever lang. Hindi
Yeah.
para lang kasi minsan nakakahiya. Pupunta ba ako
Yeah.
na naka-costume para ma-imagine na nila, di ba?
Yeah, that's true though. And but what
Yeah.
helped me also, I guess, I wouldn't say it made auditions easier, but it made me a little more confident coming into the room. Was that parang through the years, I realized that the people in it, having been on the other side also, like minsan,
Watching?
parang the people inside are rooting for you also.
Okay,
Parang that's how I saw
like
it
the
na parang-
community already knows you, things like that.
Not really. It's more of like the panel, when they see somebody auditioning, they want you to succeed.
Correct, yes.
That's kind of like a perspective that I like, yung mindset coming in na parang they want you to be perfect for the role. And if not, it just means na parang there's another story or another character that suits you more. Parang ganon. So parang coming into an audition room with that in mind, it made it a little less nerve-wracking. Kasi
Yeah.
they don't want, like audition, like the panel, they're not there to watch you fail.
Correct.
Diba? They're not there to like criticize how you are, what you do, ganyan.
Is that how
Parang,
you are now as a producer?
Wow. I
'Cause
don't
now,
know.
do you watch auditions? Do you decide?
I don't decide.
So wait, so now you are both an actress and a producer for your
Yes.
company,
Yes.
Barefoot
Theatre Collaborative.
Theatre Collaborative.
Yes, or
Okay.
Barefoot Collab for short.
Yes, of course you are super visible on social media. And I think aside from just being such creatives, you guys have such a great grasp on social media. And we have a phone-in question from Congressman or Direct Tofte Finesha. He
Hi, Tof.
asks, I don't know what the question was exactly, but it just basically, he is very much aware of how good you are with social media. And how do you think that has helped the theater scene currently?
I think na-tsempohan ko yung, because prior to the rise of social media, I was already kind of into it, like into social media. Like,
Were you
I-
blogging? No naman.
I wasn't blogging, but I was into blogs. Yung parang
you were
I
always
would-
reading?
I would be
Okay,
reading blogs, or like even like when Instagram came about, like, or Facebook even. Like I remember like asking people to friend me, yung ganon, yung very
talaga?
just
Okay.
it was just, I guess, how I was. And then like I liked posting about experiences because I liked looking back. So remember the Multiply era where everybody
Right.
would like post their albums of all
Yeah.
the, like I was one of those with the digicams, and then like I'd post each party I'd go to or each event I'd go to, I would post about it. So parang all of a sudden when the rise of social media came about, of course that's different from the organic way of posting na parang,
Yeah.
oh, it's an experience. Right now, there are so many different kinds of social media, quote unquote. But to answer your question, wala eh. I feel like I attributed a lot to the free stream of AHEB during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Parang I feel
So it was where? Where did they stream it for free? It was
they
YouTube.
streamed it, ABS-CBN streamed it on YouTube for COVID relief fundraising. Parang I remember it was as specific as that. And we were just informed biglaan na parang,
Yeah.
oh, they're gonna stream El Bimbo. I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't even know that we had like
And
a
this
video
was the run from
from 2019.
2019
So
at
it
the
was
Resorts World.
At the
Yeah.
at the Newport now
Performing
Newport
Arts.
World Resorts.
Yes.
Yan. So parang during that time, I didn't think anything of it. I just thought of it as something like, oh, we get to watch our show.
Yeah.
Ooh, like parang ako kasi I don't like watching myself. Like kaya nga ako nasa theater live to. Yung parang whatever you put on stage,
That's
hindi
it.
mo na siya
If you make a
mababalikan.
mistake, it's done.
Yeah. And yung parang you're in that moment, and it's a moment that you can never recreate, which is what's so wonderful about live theater, diba? And then all of a sudden, they say that they'll be streaming Ang Huling El Bimbo.
Okay, wait. Let's get
Go.
So that would be Joy.
Yes, that would be Joy. There's another one also here. Ayan. This is from Fee Palmos, this one right here.
Oh, that's Joy also.
It was a
there.
gift. Oh, luma na nga. Sorry. And then there. So there's Joy.
So let's So
But-
from AHEB or
yes.
Ang Huling El Bimbo.
So from AHEB, when it streamed, everything started exploding. Na hindi ako natulog ng 48 hours. The same number of hours that AHEB was
Wow.
streaming. Because I was so shocked with what was happening. I was like, what is...
getting goosebumps.
Because what is going on? Diba? Parang it was a weird feeling because everyone was stuck at home.
Yeah.
We weren't doing...
A collective.
Yeah, diba? We weren't
Yeah.
doing what we wanted to be doing, which was theater. And then all of a sudden, an old performance comes
2019.
about. 2019. It was I think it was the closing show of Ang Huling El Bimbo of 2019, of the 2019 run. And then all of a sudden, people are praising you for something that you did the year before.
Right,
Diba? Yung all of a sudden,
yeah.
oh my gosh, who is this? Who is this? And then I'm just like, what is going on? It was weird. Yeah.
Shout out to my mom because she is one of the people who really was like, have you seen Gab? I was like, yeah. But she was discovering you and it was, I think, TikTok. TikTok.
People were posting clips on TikTok. They were posting memes. Grabe, all of a sudden, meme ako. I'm like, anong nangyayari? Tapos si Joy, as in yung Joy dishwashing liquid, yung parang, anong nangyayari? As in. And like, it was crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No, but not just that. Parang lahat ng costume ni Joy, pinapantay nila sa Joy dishwashing liquid. Mga ganyan.
Tama. Okay.
As in, sobrang tumatak siya. And then all of a sudden, even like religious groups were studying El Bimbo. And then it just kind of expanded our world so much. And wow, is that an alarm now? Oh, wrap it up, Char.
So it expanded your world so much.
It expanded the theater world so much na all of a sudden, people who had never heard about theater, they're like, may ganito pala sa Pilipinas.
So thank you to ABS-CBN for doing that.
Yeah.
At that exact moment, no?
In that moment, because it was really like, what's happening? So
and for a good cause.
For a good cause. And then all of a sudden, I guess post-pandemic, you realize,
let's talk about Joy.
Sige, let's talk about
briefly.
Joy.
So, Ang Huling El Bimbo, if you didn't watch it, it's the Eraserheads.
Yes.
It's the music of the Eraserheads, right?
Yes.
So, Joy is because of Ligaya. Is that the... No, Ligaya
way.
also.
Ligaya,
There's also Ligaya, right?
Ligaya is the daughter of Joy. But
spoiler.
Spoiler. But Joy, in a way, that's kind of how they...
The origin of the name, yeah.
That's kind of how they patterned it.
Is such a big Eraserheads fan that I had heard so many like stories when we watched it a second time.
Yeah.
We watched it also, that video.
Yes.
But we also watched it again, the rerun. And you need to hear his commentary. No, because he was at one point, what do you call it? A roadie for the band.
Yeah.
So he knew all the stories.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of the songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, one day you watch that and with the Yael commentary.
Yeah,
and it's quite interesting then.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's kind of what came about after El Bimbo. And then people go. People all of a sudden were, ayan, put her back. Yan.
Is Roxanne next?
Yes, maybe.
I watched this.
Aww. But yeah, parang when El Bimbo streamed, all of a sudden people were asking about Philippine theater.
Yes!
And it was a crazy time. And thankfully, until now, like in terms of social media, parang it's so nice to see
you
that
were
there's
connected
so many
with
companies.
everyone. Like I would see you on Twitter pa at the time, and I would remember like liking and reposting or like whatever. And then the next play came along.
Actually,
It was a rerun na ba?
it was
After
a
the
rerun.
pandemic.
Because if we're talking like technically,
That's the one I
Roxanne
watched.
came first. 2018. I did Roxanne in 2018.
Was that a school?
It was right before El Bimbo. And then we reran it 2022.
That's the one I
Like
watched.
right after the pandemic.
But
na.
it was huge because it was the Samsung Performing Arts Theater.
It was also the first production of Barefoot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Okay, post-pandemic, everyone's excited to be out. I wore like a dress, kind of in theme.
Yeah.
And I watched it and the Samsung is so beautiful,
It
right?
is. And it was like, diba, new theater. And then...
The theater smell.
Yeah.
And then you go up there and then there's merch. What? Ang daming merch.
As a merch girl
Merch
myself.
girly,
yeah.
yeah.
Super.
I mean, can you tell?
Yeah.
this will be
I am my
available
own
soon.
market. I have my own market pag merch talaga. I'm like, okay, dapat it's something that I'm willing to wear. Ganyan.
Exactly. And I think that's why people are really like, parang they're buying everything that you put out there. So Roxanne is there. And this is Cyrano.
Yes.
And of course, your partner is your husband.
Yes.
Were you married at that time? Not yet.
No.
Oh yeah, he proposed. He proposed on stage. Oh my
He did closing of
ba?
2022.
Yeah, okay.
That was also a surprise. Ang dami namang ganap. Medyo madaming ganap, no? Anong nangyayari?
But yeah. Apparently your whole life is happening on that stage. And
Crazy.
yeah, I remember watching it and thinking, wow, the theater is so full. And you do that whole bit at the end.
Yeah, that was Mike. Yeah. His,
And yeah, with the nose. I have that toy.
oh,
It's in like our toy collection.
Right.
Yeah.
Aw.
And whenever we would do anything there, like when we did Sound of Music, I would bring Cyrano.
Ah.
This is Cyrano's home, right? So I would green room ba yun?
Yeah,
so I would
yeah,
put
sa
him
green
there
room.
also para
Cute.
he's right there.
Yeah.
Actually,
Aw.
we should always have the toys. But
I
yeah.
know.
So when I watched that, I felt like it was a play for artists also because
Yeah.
there is that whole
No, for
scene
sure.
that it felt so much like that. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm ready to go back. Go back to the stage. And I
Yeah.
think that was like a moment when I really was like, yeah, this is something I'm going to be doing. And I do remember seeing, was I with Toff now? I don't know if we already knew that we were going to do Carousel at that point, but
Baka it was a few months before eh. So
yeah,
maybe.
so I think maybe I had an idea na, but
Yeah.
you know, when you're kind of ready, but you're not completely there. But
Yeah,
watching
for
that
sure.
play, watching you on stage was so inspiring. And just knowing that people were going out na,
I know. It
At
was
that
risky.
scale.
Yeah, that's true. It was risky, but we
Yeah.
were like, you know what? I think it's the right time. Also,
Mm-mm.
because we weren't also the first ones who did the production. I think by that time, Joseph the Dreamer did na in
yes, I
Maybank.
also watched that.
So it was a crazy time also.
Sam
kasi
Concepcion, Tito Gary was there
Yeah.
as well.
navigating lang that whole new normal, post-pandemic,
Mhm.
live performance kind of thing. So yeah, memorable for sure.
Super. And then of course the big proposal. Tell us about that.
Oh my
Was that a
gosh.
complete like I didn't know
I don't know.
anything.
He didn't know. I don't think he realized that there were 1,500 people in the room. Parang alam mo yung because kami we talked about it, so we weren't doubting that we were gonna end up marrying each other. We just
Nice.
never really discussed when to like he'd propose or whatever, right? So it happened, and I was just shocked. Ganun pala talaga yun, no? When parang something shocking happens. Na literally you
Slow-mo
kind of
ba?
slow-mo and you kind of feel like you're the only two people in the room.
And you were wearing this dress.
I
it
was
the
wearing the
yellow?
black dress. Not this yellow one, but I was wearing the
Imagine
black
it
dress.
in black.
I was wearing the black dress. He had his nose. As in, and then my parents were there in the audience. My sister, nagkataon na parang, basta. So it just happened. And then when we look at videos, sometimes like we get tagged again na parang somebody watches our engagement video and what. I'm like, Michael, ang daming tao. So parang, what is happening? Like it really happened in that room
Right.
on a like closing night, a sold out show.
Yeah.
And we would meet people like months after saying, oh, we were at the proposal. And I was
part
like,
of
oh,
that
wow.
moment, no?
Yeah.
Even if you weren't there, like just all the videos and the excitement. I think Fee was the one who, diba? Parang,
Yeah.
if we look now at Ariana and Cynthia, I think their energy would match
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of like a friendship.
No, for sure. Also because it was kind of like, oh nga no, that where else would be the perfect place? It was the theater, something we both love to
Yeah.
do. And it was in a place that felt like home to us already.
Are you saying that theater is home? And that you're finally home? That's
Finally
the song.
home.
That's the song.
You're finally home.
So that's the song we hear backstage right
Yeah.
before the theater
yeah,
opens.
exactly. But yeah, it was an experience.
Mhm.
Na sometimes parang you can't believe, ay, nangyari yun 3 years ago. I mean, almost 3 years ago.
And then you share it with everyone. And I think it's so beautiful because it's your company. So it's your dream that you produced. And then, did Mike do the music? What
He was
his-
the musical director of that run 2022.
See?
So, it was interesting kasi medyo meta siya na musical director siya. Tapos siya si Cyrano, who kind of orchestrates everything, di ba? Parang in the show. So, yeah, it was a big, I guess, a big leap of faith, I would say, for Barefoot,
but very,
for
very
him.
successful. And I think that set the bar. And that everything was going to be okay after the pandemic. We're going to do this, guys. It's going to
Yeah.
be okay. And I think that
Yeah.
was encouraging to a lot of the companies na kaya to.
Kaya to,
And
yeah.
I think this has to really be said on record. Gab is one of the most supportive people in Philippine theater. She attends all the plays. Like
I try.
Every
I
time
want
I
to.
look, I'm like,
You're watching another show.
patay.
Sa totoo lang
Minsan I call Mickey. Late na naman tayo. Napanood na ni Gab lahat or whatever.
Nasabi ko lang kasi theater fan ako talaga.
Ayun. And
Yung parang-
we feel that.
Yeah, I was like, growing up, okay, I will say it here also. Growing up, core memory yan, you as Princess Sapphire
my
in
God.
The Little Mermaid,
He
how
brought
old
me
were you?
to you.
Yes, no, really. Like,
I was still in college. Because my
17?
accent was still my Poveda accent. It goes like this. Please stop following me, Which they did not tell me until the cast party.
oh no.
When Jeff, Prince Christian,
Yes, Prince Christian.
made a remix. And this was not, please stop following me, Tugs, tugs,
But see,
tugs,
imagine,
tugs.
I don't know how old I was then, but core memory yun sa akin because that's one of the first big
Yay.
productions I ever saw. And so, see, parang,
Excited.
so that's why until now, medyo full circle siya sa akin when I get to talk or get to converse or get to watch people that I just kind of admired or looked up to na parang, oh, one day baka I'll be there also. Yung ganon.
Cool,
so parang
cool,
this is pretty
cool.
cool. This is kind of, yeah.
I
it's
auditioned
kinda
for that, by
amazing.
the way. Just and I took the trumpets
I think
workshop.
I think you were classmates with Mike. He just mentioned to
Oh
me
my
that
gosh.
initially. And then they already
it
fished you
teacher-
out.
Was it teacher sweet and wacky?
Yes. And they fished you out na for The Little Mermaid for you to audition there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't mean that. But yeah.
But that was Diane de la Fuente. And of course,
yeah, and
Carol
you were
Banawa.
alternates with Casey Concepcion.
No, she was the
came
next,
later.
the
Ayan.
next batch.
Yeah, basta core memory yun sa akin. Kasi The Little Mermaid, like my cousins and I, we would
Trumpets.
copy everyone at home and we would stage our own productions in like our garden. Ganon.
Cool,
Yeah.
because you are from a family of artists. Of course, closest to me would be Pao Valenciano,
Yeah.
the director.
The concert director.
The concert director.
Yes.
He is like our best man
Aww.
from the wedding.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yan siya din. I watched him in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. See, so that's why for me, it's like, as a theater fan, I really want to watch everything if I
Ang
could.
galing nga eh. Like,
Yeah.
how do you even... Okay, I think this is very important. And we have to organize ourselves as a theater community. Like, where is the schedule for every and all plays? I mean,
don't-
there has to be one, right?
I don't get to watch all naman.
No, but I'm saying also, parang there's like a magazine or a site where all the
Theater
schedules
Fans
are.
Manila, hands down, is for me the site that really supports every single production.
Including college.
Including university productions.
Mhm.
I
And
think
labs
they
and
publish,
everything.
as long as there's sent a press kit na anything to do with
okay.
theater, they will support it and they will cover it. So for me, whenever people ask where to find these auditions, where do you find these shows?
Yep.
For me, Theater Fans Manila. But in fairness to other media outlets, they're also catching up in terms of
Right.
support for the theater community.
Yeah, I'm very proud of Showtime, for example, because we
Yeah,
have a
they
lot
guessed,
a lot of the shows get to promote there as
Yeah.
well. And, we've come a long way in terms of supporting the community.
Definitely,
So I'm
yeah.
really, really happy about that. And
Lalo na
Shrim-
social media, diba?
yeah, which
It's
reminds
so-
me, I have to post something for
for next to normal.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
that
yeah.
I haven't seen, but I'm watching on Feb 8. So
yes.
yeah.
I
Oh,
just
diba? A week before my concert, I'm still gonna watch a show.
Diba?
Yeah, no. kasi
You're so
really-
galing. Grabe the support that you give. And I think that is just a great example of how communities work.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Diba?
I think it's also the pandemic kind of reinforced that for me. Now, because when you're starting, or at least like career-wise, diba, you say yes to everything, you want to do everything, you want to be able to try everything out. But then when the pandemic hit, all of a sudden, naghahanap kayo kung saan kayo kakapit.
Yeah.
And then I think that reinforced the kind of community that the theater community is, especially in the Philippines, because it's such a small industry that is now growing, which is great. But during that time, it was really like people went on like live streaming apps and then they started supporting each other.
Correct.
And then we had like free shows online. Diba yung mga Zoom shows and stuff like that. And it was the same, you would recognize that it was the same people kind of watching each other and supporting one another and giving each other gifts on those live streaming apps. Na parang, for me personally, that was something that I wanted to carry even after the
Correct.
pandemic. Na parang coming back into the theater industry, like I just wanted to bring that feeling of community. Na parang remember when all of a sudden we were stripped away from that, from being able to do what we wanted to do, we kind of held on to each other.
Yeah.
So parang, I guess I kind of brought that with me after.
That same energy, which gives you the
Yeah.
energy to watch everything, basically.
Which gives me the energy. But I must admit, there are times na syempre hindi talaga kaya. But I enjoy it. I enjoy supporting
Yeah, I remember
theater
seeing
people.
you like exactly. It's still clear in my mind where you were sitting when we
Where?
did Carousel. I was like, yeah, oh, there's Gab.
Yeah.
There's Gab.
Kasi in the round pa kayo.
Yeah. So no, I only saw you in the beginning, like when we're doing our warm up. I was like, spotted.
No,
And
it's nice. I like it.
For me naman, Mickey, who speaks like the world of you.
I love Mickey.
It was her for me who really explained to me how the theater community works now. Kasi parang I had stopped doing plays for so long, but the pandemic, I would cry on the floor. And I was just like, whoa, ano to? Parang pang ano to?
Parang pang teatro to.
Pang big stage. Wag dito sa sala. Poor Yael. He doesn't deserve to see this, these big tears. Parang time to go back to theater. So
that's nice.
I think it's inspiring how people stayed on because a lot of people did quit.
Yeah.
And that is also a major topic na parang, paano yan?
Kasi it wasn't sustainable Yeah. Parang you wouldn't blame them also because prior to the pandemic, nung biglang nagka-pandemya, biglang walang trabaho yung mga tao. So it's like, ano talaga gagawin mo? Magka-quit ka talaga.
But now there are plays left and right. So who's next?
Okay, so after Roxanne, we did Cathy. There. That was under Barefoot also, Barefoot Theatre Collaborative. Cathy was a dream role. And connected si Cathy kay Roxanne because I specifically remember Topper, the night we got engaged, the night Mike and I got engaged. Sorry, not me and Topper. Sorry.
Topper, who played your brother?
Topper, no. Topper was AJ in Aheb, but also a long time friend.
Ano, it was Pao pala was your brother.
Yeah. Pao was, he wasn't literally my brother.
He was like your brother. Yeah. Okay. Again, delete.
Backtrack. So I specifically remember Topper, the night Mike and I got engaged. He was like, not to upstage. It was a message. He was like, not to upstage your proposal. But if one day I get to direct the last 5 years, you and Mike would be perfect. And I literally screamed because Cathy had always been a dream role of mine. Like, it's one of those shows na parang, I don't have many dream roles, pero Cathy was one of them na parang, sana one day I get to do Cathy. So when Topper said that, and it's also a dream of mine to be directed by Topper. So automatically, shortly after that, I messaged Barefoot. And I was like, guys, would this be possible? Like, parang,
this is during your engagement evening.
Maybe not the evening.
Closing show.
Maybe not the evening. Agad. Maybe not
I'm
agad.
so inspired.
Yeah, maybe not right away, but somewhere there, I messaged the partners. So my partners in Barefoot are Mike Salomon, John Mark Yap, Rona Gutierrez, and Pat Valera. So we're 5 there. And then I messaged...
Pat is the one who made
he's one of the
Mula
creators.
Okay.
One of the creators of
Writer
Mula
ba?
sa Buwan. Yes, alongside William Elvin Manzano, who was the composer.
Cool.
So I messaged them and I'm like, how possible is this? Na parang Topper just message, blah, blah, blah. And then sakto, si Rona, favorite daw niya ang last 5 years. So parang I was like, yes, I have another vote in the company. Ganyan. So it just kind of fell, parang it all just aligned. And then, interestingly enough, the day we got married, we found out after na. But months after, the day we got married, Pat and Rona, I think, told Topper that they secured the rights.
Oh, really?
Basta it all kind of just aligned. And then Topper got his dream team. And then we had a great time doing the last 5 years. Which until now, people are like asking, mag-rerun ba? Mag-rerun? And I'm like, oh, how I wish. I don't know.
I watched it, with my high school friends. And galing din yung concept of that long stage. Like a
that's
run.
Topper.
What do you call it?
Parang
Like a runway?
traverse. It's a traverse staging. But yeah, parang siyang runway. Our production designer is Joey Mendoza, who's based in New York. But he's super galing. Ang galing lang ng... The whole thing just kind of fell into place. And yeah,
so
we
he
love
would
that show.
send designs from New York.
He worked remotely, yes. But he had a great team here also. He had Hershey Tantiado, who assisted him with costumes, and Dee Cortezano, who was our technical director. Basta we loved the last 5 years team. Na kahit na tulang kami ni Mike sa cast.
Diba?
ang laki ng production team.
Ang dami yung pinagdaanan.
Yeah.
Ang dami yung costumes.
Sobra. And it was I mean, for those who don't know what the last 5 years is, it's about a relationship falling apart in 5 years.
Blank. Because that would be a spoiler to explain
Oh, yeah. Oh, basta. Yun. But yeah, that's Cathy.
Yeah, I think they're staging it right now in Singapore, so that would be interesting.
And it's going on Broadway.
Oh.
Yeah, it's opening next summer, I think. Basta,
We'll break a leg, Joe.
Wow.
Is Broadway like a place you go to, like to watch plays? And is it?
I've only been once. And
Did you do a Broadway trip? Like
I did. I really did. Like I
used to just watch like Tita Menchu's feed, Tita Menchu Lauchenko, the
Yeah.
queen. So parang how does she watch all the plays?
No, I went once because I woke up one day and I was like, I'm going to Broadway, but to watch. As in, parang I decided to like spend my life savings watching Broadway
Wow.
shows. So this was
Okay.
2018. And it was also, I think, the year I got Sideshow, which was my first major big lead role, parang ganon. But it was also the year that Lea Salonga was doing Once on This Island.
Okay, so
and Once
time
on
to
This
watch.
Island is like my non-negotiable musical. It was like my favorite musical. So I was like, okay, I have to go now. I watched 12 shows
Oh, in a span of 2 weeks.
in a span of 10 days.
Grabe. Actually, the struggle will be really day one because you might fall asleep.
Which I did. Guess for what show? And guess I was with Toph. I was with Toph and Kaki. And we watched.
Because Toph insists
Wait,
na kaya
so
mong
guess what
patayin
show?
yung-
You're gonna laugh.
Little Shop?
Nope,
No.
Carousel. And I only woke up for Joshua Henry's production number. As in,
Ano na?
I was falling
Acto
asleep
na?
so
Oh my
hard
gosh.
because
Oh, you
of jet
saw
lag.
him.
I saw Joshua Henry and
Napanood ko siya sa
Jessie Mueller.
YouTube.
oh my God. It
Sa
was the-
YouTube lang na napanood.
Basta, it was a great, I think that
Wow.
time that I went was a great time for Broadway because like I got to see Jessie Mueller on Carousel. That was Lindsay Mendez, Joshua Henry, Jessie Mueller in Carousel. And then I got to
Wow.
see
half of Carousel.
half of Carousel. Sorry. A production number, char. Jet lag. It was really jet lag.
And then, wag mong...
Wag kong gagawin yun. Yes, I know,
Yung
I
jet,
learned.
jet lag is so real, no?
Another
But Toph
thing-
says kasi
I know,
you can fight
kaya.
it. Mm.
No. But also, another thing I discovered or learned was towards my last day, kasi nga, ano na ako, sobrang sipag ko, as in I went to the box office para makatipid. I watched
Yeah.
Hamilton alone. Yung
May
mga ganyan.
raffle ba? May mga ganon?
Mga ganun. But what I did was, basta nag-box office ako for the rush tickets. Mga ganyan. Another thing I learned was, I saw Dear Evan Hansen matinee and a straight play in the evening.
Yeah, you can do two.
The straight play in the evening, Chris Evans. I watched Lobby Hero. Wow. Also kind of fell asleep because I bawled my eyes out in Dear Evan Hansen. So parang ako, pagod ako nun. Sorry, too much.
Mahirap.
Mahirap.
So may strategy din.
Meron. It was Lobby Hero had Chris Evans and Michael Cera. Imagine they were like a few feet away from me. And I really I remember being so tired from the matinee show of Dear Evan Hansen. Siyempre, iyak ako sa waving through a window, ganyan. Ang galing ng, and I think the alternate was on. Basta I was like bawling my eyes out. Then I was like, okay, kaya ko to. Last day,
Yeah.
I'm flying out tomorrow. Coffee na lang for the straight play. Chris Evans, oh.
And it's not because they're boring.
No.
The jet lag and
I watched
the emotions.
alone. I watched alone.
Plus, nag-marathon ka.
Nag-marathon ako literally. So I was like, okay, next time maybe I'll
NYC
spread,
marathon.
maybe I'll spread it out next time. Yeah, but that was my first time. So it was just so nice to be there.
Yeah.
And I want to go back. It's been a while, so medyo matagal na rin. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Sarap
mean,
to. See, like I said, a theater fan.
a
I would
theater fan,
watch.
yeah.
I would watch everything if I could. If I could be paid lang to watch, I'll do that na lang.
To do the reviews.
No, not
Parang
even
ang
do the
hirap.
reviews. Ayoko mag-review. Gusto ko lang manood.
Do you wait by the stage door as well?
I waited once in this island. Nag-stage door
Okay,
ako,
of
syempre.
course, for Miss
Nagpakita ako
Leia.
kay Miss Leia. Miss Leia, remember me.
Ang saya din, di ba? Parang, grabe. I mean, I never even thought to do it, but syempre, if you love something, of course you have to watch like what the rest of the world is doing. And this is a phone-in question from
Okay.
your mom.
From who?
From your mom.
My mom?
We're friends on Facebook.
Oh
Duh.
my gosh.
So your mom is also a singer. And
Yes.
one of my favorite things is when I posted for Pinky Ann. Wait.
Okay, next one. Next card. Oh, it's so nice. At least the past few years, my representation for the
Okay.
characters.
So the costume for one of the early Pinky Ann photo shoots was a costume I wore for Sarsuela.
I know,
Isang
she sent me a
musical.
photo.
I was like, look, we're wearing the same costume. We are not on the same stage yet, but we shared the costume. And
Yeah.
I think it's this.
It is. That was the first, that was the teaser,
Yeah, and in that
costume.
video, because I think I watched, was it like preview night, I think? I posted a photo then of our moms singing together in
Oh
Singapore.
my gosh.
Yeah, Peppermint something.
Wow.
That's the place.
Many years ago. 80s ba yun? 90s.
Yeah, with a band.
Yeah. Music and Magic.
Music and Magic.
Yeah.
There you go.
My mother was in Music and Magic.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then that was like kind of like our story here because I had so much fun. EJ Yatko, of course, our musical director in both Carousel and Little Shop of Horrors.
Pinky Ann.
He's the award-winning composer of Pinky Ann.
Well-deserved dahil the songs that they're on Spotify, by
he's
the way.
in demand. And I love that you guys put your stuff on Spotify because every time I do a play, I'm like, we need to put the soundtrack. And
that
people are like, So yeah.
But now at least parang there are more soundtracks coming out.
It is a must. I think. Cast recording is a must.
Because that's how you you can fangirl over those soundtracks also.
Diba, para the next generation can learn and not look for saan makahanapin yung study material. Because that was me during Sarsuela. So saan ko hahanapin yung study material?
No, for sure. Wala kasi masyado. So what's the question from my mom?
Oh, wait. Should I get the phone?
My gosh.
So surprise. Super cute. Your mom is a dentist, like my dad, who was a dentist.
Yes.
I want to say PDA, Philippine
Dental Association.
And yeah.
My mom was she was in a band after Music and Magic. So diba she pursued dentistry na. She had a band for 10 years. Or maybe even more, called 8-Track. And they were a band of dentists. So dentist by day, musician by night sila.
Well, the other questions I've already asked. So I think she guided me. Thank you so much, Tita Vicky. How do you envision our theater world locally in the next 10 years?
Ay, wow.
Dapat 5 years kung sa play mo yung reference. Na joke lang. Should we have an area like Broadway or West End where we can hop and walk to the next theater for other musicals? Where would we like that? Where would we like that to be? Where would we like that to be kaya? She's so taglish, Tita Vicky.
Taglish.
Thank you.
Okay, so I remember 10 years ago when we did Rock of Ages, PETA's hit musical Rock of Ages, 2014. I remember it was like we were doing sold out shows for weeks. Months, actually. That's why it ran every year. Pandemya lang talaga nakapagpatigil sa Rock of Ages. Pero I remember that time, we were doing shows na Wednesday to Sunday. There was a time I did a show Monday to Sunday.
Wow.
And my mom was like, Gab, won't you join us for dinner? Ganyan. I was like, Mom, we have a show. And she's like, it's a Monday. And I'm like, exactly. I don't know.
Because it's supposed to be dark.
Yeah.
Diba? Or resty.
Pero that particular show was able to do that. And then I remember Mr. C posted a status, just dreaming out loud na parang sana one day yung theater community could have that kind of yun, parang a Broadway street. Na shows could, and right now I don't know where that could possibly be. Pero ang alam ko there are theaters na kino-construct na parang maybe will be ready in the next 5 years, hopefully.
In the Rockwell area as well, no?
Rockwell, alam ko, basta marami na parang scattered around the metro.
Correct. Because a big part of the cost is the theater rental.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And beautiful and, you know.
Yeah, but also they're so limited now, diba? Parang ngayon, because nga so many theater companies are emerging, so, kailangan humabol yung theaters mismo para hindi naman mag-agaw.
Which is a great problem.
Yeah, it's a great problem. So, I just feel like it just has to balance out as long as everything just kind of keeps pushing forward. So, that was a dream. And I think a lot of people have that same dream na sana shows could run longer.
Correct. Especially like pag nagsabay yung show mo dun sa show ng friend mo, parang magpapanik ka ng konti. And I think one such show for us, and I want to thank you so much because you invited Case Drama to promote your show, Bar Boys. And at that point, we weren't ready. We were just starting and we didn't know, like, how are we going to do like a remote thing? But it was always on my mind. So thank you because you
Yay.
brought that dream into our hearts, but we were never able to do that with you. But now,
Yeah.
okay, please for the next ones.
Yes,
we
no,
are ready.
definitely.
We are
Yay.
fully ready.
No, awesome.
But you planted that
Yeah.
seed, that
To be-
dream in my heart. Thank
Yay.
you.
No, because to be honest, whenever I think about like how to promote a show, like for Barefoot, let's say, because I'm one of the marketing directors alongside John Mark Yap. So whenever we think about promoting a show, it's always community based. It's always something like, oh, the reason why I thought of you is because you're also so supportive of the theater. And I don't want it to be
I'm gaya to you.
No, because
you're a good
really-
example. I
because
mean, that's the way it should be.
Yeah. No, but also because it's like I never want it to be forced. Like alam mo yung parang you'll forced to promote a show in a space na hindi naman sila theater supporters or hindi naman they don't really know what's going on. So parang I just feel like it's more organic also if the company or if the community or the audience they see you in a space na alam mong ay nagsusupport din yan ng
Yeah.
theater. So for me it was natural to think of case drama.
Because she knew that, but we didn't know it yet. So
Industry secrets. Charot.
it's happening.
Yay!
It's happening soon.
Ayan, next season ng Barefoot, which we will be announcing very soon. Ready na.
We're ready to go on set if you would allow us exclusive access.
Alam mo, yan. Basta, so many ideas. But there, see, that's when the best ideas come about. Na parang both parties like are willing to support or just want to share and share that space, that energy. So.
And of course, everyone from Case Drama also. I think we learned so much today for the dreamers, for the people who love to watch. Anything you want to share about Stage Door? Because you like have been like in both sides of the Stage Door. So any like super memorable experience that you want to share?
I think the reason why, like if we're going back to like the concert, let's say, the reason why a lot of my collaterals have like the fan art. For me, I just feel like I mentioned before, na how it's community based and how I love just sharing that energy with like-minded people or people who enjoy theater as much as or who love theater as much as I do. I just love when they get when audience members they get inspired when they watch something that they end up they end up expressing themselves as well via, let's say, via art or handwritten letters and then all of a sudden all of these faces are so familiar and because they watch every show that you do, and then sometimes there are audience members who bring every single souvenir program that they ever watched you in.
Like a
and they're
playbill.
as in parang there was one time na 5 ata yung dala niya. And I'm like, I never got the chance in Mula sa Buwan because it's a big theater. But because the last 5 years is a black box theater, tinry ko lang. And then he had like Rock of Ages, Mula sa Buwan, Ang Huling El Bimbo. So for me, it's just so, wow. Like parang people just, they're just so, because they get inspired by you, they share that energy back and you get inspired also. Yung ganun siya, para siyang
Kaya
cycle.
hindi nauubos.
Kaya hindi nauubos.
As long as you just not taking, you're giving and taking.
No, exactly. So I feel like if we're going back to the concert, that's also kind of how I want to see it. Na parang when I was discovering why I was doing, because I didn't want to before, like parang when people would ask me, why don't you do it, ganyan, I didn't know why I should do it.
It wasn't clear yet.
It wasn't clear to me. And then I realized, like after 10 years of doing what I love, of being able to do what I love, of being that lucky na parang I get to be here, I get to be in this space. And I'm just like happy to be here. Parang I was like, oh, maybe this is my way of like celebrating with the people who have supported also the past 10 years. Parang ganun. Parang I was like, it's not something na I want to prove myself na parang I deserve to be here. Hindi siya ganun. It's more like, it's a celebration of just being able to express yourself and being able to celebrate the music and the stories that were told. So I think yun yung why. So that's why I'm excited.
Yeah, congratulations. So concert is happening February 14 and 15.
And 15, yes, 2 dates at
Yeah.
the BGC Arts Center.
There will be merch.
There will be merch. Sorry.
Get your
Excited.
tickets
I'm
at. Where do
excited.
they get the tickets?
Oh, sorry. You get the tickets. Get your tickets on Ticket World or bit.ly/GP Not a Musical.
That's your initials. Yeah, GP.
Yes, GP Not a Musical. And yeah, parang all the tickets are up today. Yes, today. Well,
Right
all the
now.
tickets are up right now. So do get your tickets if you're a theater kid or if you
Yes.
just want to join the celebration because that's what it's going to be. And yeah.
Oh my God, this is so exciting. No, parang it's like a big moment and it just feels so right. Parang ganon. And
I think it's right timing also.
Yeah.
Parang it never felt perfectly right when people would when the opportunity would present itself or like it'll be like people push or pressuring na parang ito na dapat gawin mo na ganyan. Parang it was always finding an excuse to do it. Like let's say during the pandemic, ay, parang dapat 2020 pero the pandemic hit. Yung mga ganyan. Dapat 2 years ago, ganyan, pero there was a show. Then all of a sudden, Noel Ferrer, who is a co-producer of the concert, he was the one who was like, I think it's the right time.
nice.
So I was
Hi,
like,
kapatid.
Yes, I love you.
So good luck and break a leg.
Thank you.
Do we still say break a leg? Even if
we
it's
do.
not a musical?
I think because
Not a break a leg.
Pwede namang break a leg only because even if it's not a musical, it's still the theater kids going wild. No, just kidding.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like it's the theater kids kind of mambubulabog sa BGC Arts Center.
Will
ng
there
Feb
be a
14 and
song that you
15?
want everyone to sing along?
All.
No,
And because it's not a musical, it's
So
a
they
concert.
can, and they can take videos and everything.
Actually, I don't know about the videos just yet. Maybe. Parang, kasi nga there are some concerts na technically ba. But I don't know. We'll see. Bahala na, tignan
parang
lang
you can
natin.
just
enjoy the
full
moment.
experience.
Yeah. Just be there. Parang,
Okay.
yeah, it's exciting.
Exciting! Oh my God. Okay, so like we do this thing at the end. I don't know what we call it now since some people are not so for affirmation. So we're also adjusting. So is there anything you want to share? Like words of wisdom, something to impart with
gosh.
people who are listening right now.
Mm,
Could be connected to what we've talked about today. Just to sum it up, a message to young Gab.
wow.
No, a message to
Aw.
anyone.
Wow.
Yeah. Should we bring the other girls out?
The other girls, go. Bring your. Oh my gosh, let me think. Oh, a message. That's so hard.
Let's put
That's
them
so
there
hard.
for inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah. Here they are.
Okay, maybe if it's related to theater. Ang hirap naman. Ano example? Give me an example.
What is an example? Well, I guess for me, like the main thing is if it were about what we talked about today, don't be afraid to audition and to try. And don't
Yeah.
think that it's a failure when you don't get the part.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to see, I mean, just from what you do,
Yeah.
the community involvement, 1, 2, the fact that you produce and that you want to create job opportunities for dreamers as well.
Yeah.
It's so nice. And I think the words collaborative
Yeah.
space is so beautiful because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
We just want to include people because the art grows and grows and grows.
Oh,
Even when there's a
definitely.
rerun,
Yeah.
etc. So I just love that about you. And
Aw.
it's inspiring.
Thank you. But I think to I guess build on that, if there's anything I learned about being part of the theater or what I love about being part of the theater community is how you're really never alone. You have to kind of know if this is something that you want to do. First and foremost, it's about being a part of a team. It's about being a team player. Because even this concert, like, it's not a musical, yeah, but my entire team, they're all people from the theater, and they're all people who I love. I've grown to really admire, and I've learned so much from. And that's what I love about every, I guess, opportunity that I've been able to do the past years. It's because every experience for me is a learning experience, and people in the theater kind of stay young so long because of that childlike wonder and because they never stop wanting to learn. And if anything, that's why even if I feel like I've been around a while, it also feels like I'm just starting. I feel like I'm a beginner
There's that,
actually.
nah.
There's that. Like I feel like I'm just starting and there's so many things I haven't done. And I like that I'm still excited about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, to anybody who's watching, it could be the same for you also. Na parang just be excited about life. Because
Yeah,
life,
whatever job it is that you have, diba?
yeah, whatever job it is. But of course, I mean, let's not get into all the...
I love
Yeah.
banking. Ganyan, diba?
Oy, wag ka. I was a corporate girly once upon a time. But yeah.
Yeah,
But then I
yeah.
found
but
the
you could
space
be
here.
excited about,
Yeah.
diba? Oh
Yeah.
my God, I love it when people save money. Love it. Love to help them invest. You never
Yeah.
know, diba? Because, I mean, I wouldn't know, but I imagine maybe it's kind of like that.
Yeah, but it's also like, when you're discovering new things and it's always like, ooh, what is this? Like, I want to
Yeah.
learn about that. And I guess being an actor, that's also where I am. Na parang yun yung headspace ko na. Everything is something new to learn about and discover. So,
Yeah.
wow.
And it's nice that you get to collaborate also with your husband and that you have
Yeah.
supportive parents. Shout out to them. I just want to make this quick
Stage that
kwento.
talaga. Oo.
And mom.
And mom.
And even your Lola watches like
Yeah.
Ramahari. They're so cute.
No,
like they
they-
even support me. I'm like,
No,
I feel the love.
They
like,
love you.
They're so cute.
They're super fans.
Like,
yeah.
oh my gosh. I
Yun
mean,
pa, siguro I got that whole being a fangirl from my parents. And my mom is the type, kung 13 lang yung shows sa entire production, she'll watch 7, but she won't tell me. I'll find out after. Yeah, I watched 7 times. Like, mother, stop it right now.
I know we were having this conversation and it was so funny because I was like, Tita, I have something to tell you because, we were talking about like how my dad is always also in every show. And sabi ko, one time, parang my confession lang was sometimes I complained to Yael na I'm not part of the children's cast. But, we do appreciate them in a big way. But also,
Yeah.
we're not part of the children's cast. But, it was just so cute to have that conversation with
Yeah.
her because, we do appreciate all the support. And,
Yeah.
But sometimes it gets awkward.
Yeah naman. But then like, I've learned to love it. Parang yun na yung
Yeah,
personality
yeah.
nila. Ever since. They've
And I
always
guess
been...
we'll be the same at one point.
I know.
Right, like we're always there watching.
But also,
even with friends, di ba? Parang stage friend.
oo, pero baka nga bumabawi siya kasi nga siya yung nagpigil sa akin dati. Yung ganon. Yeah.
Kaya ba ang dami niyang questions? Send ko sa'yo.
Kaya, oo. As in, siya dati yung parang, don't do it. But also because as a mother, of course, protective. I mean, she experienced band life also and stuff like that. Pero when I entered it full force, nag-support din sila full force. So parang kakatuwa. Lucky. I mean, really blessed that my parents were like that. So it also
Yeah.
encouraged me to kind of just go for it. Yung dad ko din very like, let her do it. Go for it. Ganyan.
Cute.
So it was very much
And I'm
because
sure
of
your
their
lola
support.
also.
Oh, both my lolas were performers. My lola mom's side was Macbeth at one point in her life. And then my lola dad's side was like a leading lady of UP. So, basta-
we need a sample
I
in the
know.
concert.
no, they'll maybe hopefully
Maybe
they'll
like
watch.
clips. Diba?
Sana
Clips.
makahanap. But yeah, that was, I guess, the background
Wow.
of the whole performing bug. It's their fault, really.
I love it. Thank you so much to them. And
Yeah.
thank you to all your supporters. I hope that they enjoyed this episode of Case Drama.
Thanks for having
Oh
me.
my God, it finally happened. Because we never really get to hang out because of
I
all
know.
the busyness. So,
We only
it happened
support
here.
Yeah, and we only support each other sa shows ng isa't isa. So, yay!
You love the jazz hands.
As only theater kids would
Yes,
understand.
but please comment and share this episode of Case Drama. Let's give it up for Gab Pangilinan! Woo! Buy her merch. This is not a musical. This is Case Drama.